morning. Happy Saturday. Y'all, I am so out of it today, especially because I had to get up and fix one of my books that's just been giving me problems, and I'm just drained. I want to hang out with you guys this morning, but the baby's using the TV in the living room. He doesn't want to go upstairs, so I said, let me just do a quick video here, and then maybe later I'll jump on and do a live. Let's talk about what is your financial outlook, because we saw on Married at First Sight with Jose and Rachel that how different their financial outlook were, and we were discussing it in one of the groups, and I said, I would not have married a man that was not able to take care of me. And then there also was a question about what are reasons you stop dating men, and I said one of those reasons was because he did not make enough money. And I was amazed at the number of women that were angry at me for saying, yeah, I stopped talking to guys because they didn't make enough money. Guys, I could understand them being angry because, they just feel like, oh, love me for me and not for what I have. And I'm like, well, who gonna pay this mortgage and put food on this table? And so it was interesting because, those are the same women that's kind of all they talk about for Gil is that he's so good looking. And I'm like, well, I'm seeing all these other red flags. And I'm like, well, this explains why there's so many divorces and explains why a lot of women are in 10-year girlfriend relationship, because you refuse to see the red flags. But we're going to come back and talk about Gil. Okay. But what is your financial outlook? So Jose's financial outlook is different. He wants to provide and protect his wife, and then he marries somebody, they match the opposite, who wants to go 50-50 and, who want to do her share and all of this stuff. I didn't see anything wrong with what Jose said, except the quote-unquote allowance thing, right? And so, but this is a part of getting to know each other and talk it through. So for me, I wanted somebody to provide. I wanted somebody to protect. I needed somebody who did not need my income. That was necessary, that he did not need my income to provide for us. The moment I realized that guy needed my income to help to provide for us, I was gone. Okay, because I just don't believe I should marry you and still provide for myself. For Janice, okay? If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm just saying, for me, that's not what I wanted. So, Rachel is like, well, I want to do my share. And, you're so established and you have so much. And I'm just, not financially healthy, or I don't have a good relationship with money. Like she said, she wanted to go to Europe. She didn't have any money, but I have my credit cards. And see, somebody that has a good relationship with money, you would not do that, right? If you're financially literate, you would not say, well, I don't have any money. First of all, why you don't have any money, any savings? I want to go to Europe. I'm not going to put that on my credit card. Or somebody who wanted to go to Europe, you have a trip coming up, you save for that trip. Okay, for example, we just went away from my daughter's birthday. It was no pressure. Why? We saved for that money. We have an account. This is our little vacation account over here. Same thing with the baby's account. Birthday coming up. We know that his birthday coming up in January. No problem. When we're ready to go, we know where we're going. We don't know how much the rooms are going to cost us. They change and stuff like that, but that money's there. Back to school, back to school. You knew last September the kids was going to school this September. Why are they not ready? Last summer, you knew they needed to go to summer camp or whatever. Why this summer you like, oh, I can't find nowhere to put him, or I can't afford it. See, I was never the mom that couldn't afford summer program or didn't have back to school stuff for my kids, because you knew a year ago that was going to happen, right? I was never that girl that's living paycheck to paycheck. And even now as a married woman, no. Matter of fact, I sent Mike an email today. I said, let's sit down today and kind of look over our finances and our emergency funds and stuff, because it's a different phase you're going into now, back to school. We already know what back to school, they already started taking out the payments, and our little boy wear uniform. But ever so often you need to sit down and make sure everything is in line. Are we saving enough? Our investments is good. I shared my husband is mid-50s, so he can put away more. So that's something we're working on. We're going to be putting away more for him. So ladies, in dating, you need to know what your financial outlook is, right? You need to know what it is you want, and you need to date accordingly, because money is the number one reason for divorce. So my thing is, if money is the number one reason for divorce, why don't you take care of that? Why marry problems, right? Why marry a man where he don't make enough, and then argue with him and fight him when you get married on making more? But you knew that going in. You should have walked away. Brothers, why marry a girl that's a shopaholic? She don't save. She's undisciplined with her finances. What you think she's going to do to yours? That's one of the reasons my husband married me. He said that somebody had given me some money, and that was a lot of money. I mean, I ain't never gotten that much money before. Okay. It was more than what my wedding reception cost, and those receptions, they cost a lot of money. Okay, though ours was about half, because we didn't have no alcohol at our wedding, so that was half of the wedding budget. Okay. She said, put it away, if your roof come off, so and so, you have money to fix it. I knew exactly what she was saying, because she got a divorce at 50 and had to go back to school to do. So I said to myself, I'm going to put half in my escape account. And I gave Mike half. I said, I put this in our checking account. And he was like, are you sure? I said, yeah, put it in the joint account. He said, but she gave this to you. I said, no, it's okay. Because we had used up our nest egg when we moved in this house. We found that there was mold. Okay. And so it was like $12,000 to do a mold remediation and put in the sunk pump and stuff. So we had basically used up most of our nest egg for the mold remediation. So we was building it up. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense to say, hey, let's just put this in, the emergency money in our joint account, and we have a cushion. Okay. So ladies, you really need to sit down and think things through. And if you are like Rachel, you don't need to marry a provider, because you're always going to be fighting him on you providing when that's not what he wants. And for men that are providers, disrespectful. They find that as disrespectful, and it's emasculating to men who are providing. If I insist on paying a bill in this house, that's disrespectful to my husband. If I insist on talking about paying half this mortgage, it's disrespect. He finds that's disrespectful, because he is the provider. That is the role he took on. And we were going on 8 years. We've married 8 years, going on 9 years. Never had a problem. He's never been short. Never, let me get $2 to pay them. Never. Okay. Now, what I did not like about what Jose said was, the baby went upstairs. Maybe I could go live now. I did not like what he said about quote unquote allowance, right? So he was like, well, the way I look at it, well, first he wanted to be provided. She insisted on going 50-50. He said, okay, well, let's have a joint account and all the money go in the joint account, and then we pay the bills, and then what's left, we can tally it out. I totally disagree. I agree with Rachel in this. I'm not doing no allowance, especially when I work. He's coming back downstairs. Especially when I work. And some of you don't believe in having separate account. You must, ladies. You must have a separate account. You sit down and you explain that to him. I will have a separate account from you. So we have a joint account. My battery's going. Where's my charger? We have a joint account. Hold on. My husband and I. Michael Jr. Wait a minute. I found it. Usually I check the battery before I start, but I didn't this time. Oops, 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 oops. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We have a joint account, my husband and I. That's the household expense, okay? There we go. We have a joint account. That's the household expense. Okay, so my husband, half of my husband, most of his income goes into the joint account. He pays all of our bills. None of my income goes into the joint account because that's the household expense account, and all the bills comes from there. Everything is automatic every month, except the mortgage. He still wants to go pay the mortgage because he says his dad went and pays mortgage. He goes and pay the mortgage. This brother was like, "Why are you still doing that? Come on, get you just automatic." He was like, "Nope. My dad went to the bank every month to pay the mortgage. I go to the bank every month to pay the mortgage. I want to make sure the mortgage is paid." And so, and then I have my separate account I had before I got married. He has his separate account before he got married. Okay. He helped his mom, his dad. I still help my mom, my dad. So my mom and my brothers, I have younger brothers. So whenever my mom needs something, I take it from my account, my checking account. I send money home every month. Okay. When he has to help his dad, his mom has passed on now, he takes it from his personal account. So our house account, that's never been touched. That is not touched for anything other than making sure these bills are paid. Then we have a joint savings, okay? I have my own separate savings also. I have my escape account that he knows about, that he gives me money to put in, okay? Matter of fact, the end of the year coming up, I need the money, okay? Okay. And then, of course, he has his investments. I have my investments, and then we have investments together because, we got married late. So you just have to sit down and figure out what works for you. If the guy you're going to marry is going to take on the provider role, then, you allow him to do that. If that is what he wants to do, you allow him to do that. Now, my income goes towards our savings. Okay, so every month, a matter of fact, yesterday was payday. I checked to make sure the money went over into the savings. This is why now we're sitting down and saying, let's look over what's going on with our savings stuff. So my income goes towards our savings, our emergency funds, and stuff like that. So you see how you're covered. This is why you do not marry somebody that has money problems. Because while Mike is providing and paying for our upkeep and everything, my income, this is what Dave Ramsey says, and a lot of financial advisors says, if you have two income, discipline yourself to live on one income and you save the other. When you save the other, if somebody gets sick, can't go to work. Somebody got laid off, can't go to work. Okay? And stuff like that, then you already have your savings. So God forbid, anything happen to either me or Mike, we're not going to have financial pressure on our marriage. Why? We have savings over here. Okay. And so if anything happened with over here, it's like a generator. Yes, Lord. It's like when the main light come on, the generator automatically kicks in. You're not worrying the patients are going to die at the hospital, all this stuff. So that's how you have to look at it. So in order for us to avoid all these marital problems with money, you make sure you take care of that before you get married. Don't marry no man that's not able to provide whatever your agreement is. Do not live paycheck to paycheck. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, you need to stop. Stop getting those $300 weaves. Stop getting your nails done. Stop shopping. Because you need something over here. So that means if somebody, pandemic last year, I was shocked that the country shut down March. The middle of March, I remember they sent us home. The middle of March, and people was crying that they did not have money to pay their rent in April. And I'm like, March 15th, shouldn't you have already had the April money? My husband said, honey, remember, most people live paycheck to paycheck. Okay? You don't want to do that. You want to have a little cushion over here. Financial advisor says, Dave Ramsey, to start with 1 month. And if, then you build to 2 and 3 months. It's recommended now 6 months to a year. Okay, me and my husband, we have that. We have 6 months to a year. We'll probably have a year now. Okay, that's what you want to do. You don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. You need to discipline yourself, Rachel. You need to not go to that trip in Europe. Save your credit card and discipline yourself to save your money. Now, another thing I want to talk about. Do you notice how I have never said Jose is cheap, but I've said Gil is cheap? I'm gonna do another video and tell you why. Okay, I love you. I hope to come live today, but if not, at least I'm doing this quick little video for you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What is your financial outlook as single ladies? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Are your credit cards all ran up, charged out? Are you working on disciplining yourself financially? Do you have a savings? Do you have an emergency fund? When I took for my 40th birthday, I took a month off for my birthday. Oh my God! How you gonna pay your bills? Last year when they sent us home, March, they wanted us to come back May or June, April, something. My husband was like, "Nope, you ain't going back." They gave us a couple of months, a month and a half or something. I was on leave until September. And I only went back because the HR email said we came up with a program you're eligible for, come back to work. I was supposed to go back after my birthday. No stress, no issue, because our primary bills are taken care of. And if need be, you have an emergency fund that you can fall back on. That's how you want to live. You don't want to live on the edge. You don't want to have any money problems in your marriage. I'm telling you, money is the number one reason for divorce. And it's divorce because people went in it wrong. You already knew y'all had money problems. So why y'all get married? Please tell me. If you know you have money problems, he's a spender, you're a spender, or either vice versa, and y'all always fighting about money, why would you go get married? Why would you marry that? I don't understand it. Anyways, I have to go. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm tired. And the little boy's down here watching the TV. I need to start braiding up my hair. Bye. Love you.